Today's video follows on from a networking event that I went to this morning, and this is why I love going along to Julie Bannister's KBN network events, because even people that are considered untrainable like me, I always learn something when I go there. Today we had business coach Andrew Tennant talking about what he does, but he used the Venn diagram to actually explain some complicated processes that I thought I might use to discover and relate to the 4 P's of the marketing mix that I've spoken about in other videos. So what we've got here, I know that people are sick of Venn diagrams and all this sort of stuff, just like people are sick of Zoom calls. Just bear with me. It's just a great way of visually explaining how these theories all link in together. So we've got the product, the price, and the placement. So that's 3 of the 4 P's. But if you get these 3 right, it's actually harder to not promote your business than it is to promote your business these days. So, but if you've got a weakness in any one of these 3, your business will fail 100% of the time. So what's the other theory that it's related to? You can see there the marketing mix on the side of the diagram. But I just wanted to go through the customer journey in this marketing mix. So we've got in the 5 steps of buyer behavior, we've got the first one is need recognition or awareness in the measures that we spoke about in the pirate metrics. Now, so that's about the product. Now, if you're selling a service as your product, it's still a product. So we're just going to keep it simple, and even software as a service, we're going to say that's your product, and that fills a need, that solves a problem, if you like. From there, the placement in the market is the search for information. So in the customer journey, that's the second step. So they know they've got a problem and they search for information. That's the placement P. Now, a lot of people say place as in the position, online, offline, or the physical location. That's not the context of the marketing mix P. It's actually placement or positioning, you might hear it called. And there's people out there that say they're positioning experts. The next one comes down to evaluating alternatives, and this is what I said, this is where your comparison tables come in. But if you set your product, your placement in the market, that determines your price, and your price isn't set by what people will pay for, it is set by what people will pay extra for. Now, if you ask them what they'll pay for, you get a list as long as your arm. If you ask them what they'll pay extra for, they'll tell you 2 or 3 things, but you don't know where they've looked, and you don't know the websites or the keywords that they've used in their search there as well. So you get all those 3 right, then the customer makes a purchase decision, and that's where it comes to promotion is usually a call to action. So that's 2 models. So we've got the 4 P's, we've got the 5 steps in the customer journey, and this is in a cycle that they go through the product life cycle, if you like. So in this case, instead of after they've made the purchase decision, they're going back to the product, or they're specifically looking for the post-purchase experience. And this is where your testimonials come in to get repeat business or business from someone else on referrals for the same product, okay? So the next model I'm going to talk about is actually what's called the triple bottom line. Now you might hear, you might be familiar with it as people, planet, or profit. I prefer to call it, and social enterprises and community-based organizations will call it people, planet, and purpose, okay, for purpose organizations. But all businesses are for purpose. It's just some of them are for money and some of them aren't. So to me, the social enterprise model is basically how all businesses do it. Simon Sinek would say money's never your why, what you can do with the money is. And social enterprises generally give back around about 50% by the government's definition of their profits go back into whatever community cause that they've been set up for their products to help people. Okay, so the product is actually the planet, because the product is actually what sort of physical change does your product have on the environment, whether it's social change, even psychological change, mental health, adds to a lot of physical health conditions as well, and this sort of stuff as well. So that's related to the product. The placement in the market is about the people, who is going to buy your product, and that's your placement in the market there as well. So that's the people. So if you've just got the first 2 P's, the product and the placement right, you've got the planet and the people right, so you've got a business which is bearable, okay? But people want more than that when they're starting a business. But this is where some people get to here, and this is where they struggle with setting the price, because it's bearable and they go, yep, okay, that's good enough. If you get the next step, which is you get the people and the purpose right, then you've got a business that's equitable. So you might hear this terminology used, but the one word that we're looking for is sustainable business. Okay, so we've got the people and the purpose right, it's equitable. Okay, so what's a viable business? Well, a viable business is a business that looks after the planet. You've got products that don't harm the environment, and it's at a price that people are willing to pay for, or more so willing to pay extra for. So that's the purpose of your business. So that's a viable business. Why businesses fail if they have a weakness in any of their product, placement or price, 100% of the time they'll fail, is because they're not sustainable, because they're missing that last one. Because for a business to be sustainable, you need to look after the planet, the people and the purpose. Go back to the marketing mix. So that's about work on your product, your placement, your price, and then promote it. And if you can do that, you can do it again. And that's how businesses get sustainable and survive.